Heaven doesn't do random. If you're chosen, you were built for this. Imagine walking into a room where every test taker has dropped their pen, faces frozen in defeat, except you. The final score is in 100%. No curve, no mercy, no second chances. You didn't just pass, you conquered. But here's the thing. This wasn't an ordinary exam. This was divine. This was heaven measuring not your knowledge but your endurance, not your talent but your transformation. Most people think being chosen is about favor. It's not. It's about survival. And if you're still standing, congratulations. You weren't just tested, you were refined. Now don't get too comfortable. Scoring 100% on a divine test isn't just an achievement, it's a declaration. Heaven is announcing your arrival. And trust me, that announcement has made some people and some forces very nervous. But hey, no pressure, right? None did. One, passing wasn't about perfection, it was about survival. You weren't expected to be perfect. That was never the test. The real question was simple. Would you break or would you endure? Most people assume divine selection is about being the smartest, the most talented, or the most flawless. That's a lie. Heaven never looked for perfection. It looked for proof. And proof comes through pressure. Every storm, every betrayal, every silent battle you fought in the dark was the test. The moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. The days when everything fell apart but you kept moving. That's what set you apart. Many started the exam with you. Not everyone finished, not because they weren't gifted, but because they couldn't take the weight. Some ran when the fire got too hot. Some compromised just to make life easier. Some let doubt, pain, or bitterness eat them alive. But you kept showing up. Bruised but unbroken. Tired but relentless. That's why you passed. This wasn't about skill, it was about survival. Heaven needed to see if you could carry the weight of what's coming next. The next level isn't for the fragile. It's for those who have been tested and proven unshakable. And you? You proved it. Now let's be real. Passing didn't feel like winning. It felt like suffering. It felt like you lost more than you gained. It felt unfair, like life kept taking and taking while giving you nothing in return. But that was part of the process. The stripping, the setbacks, the nights that made no sense. It wasn't punishment, it was qualification. Heaven wasn't trying to break you, it was trying to make sure you wouldn't break when it matters most. So no, you didn't pass because you were the best. You passed because you endured what others couldn't. And now you're ready for what they'll never see coming. Number 2, your wounds are the proof, not your words. People love to talk about their victories, but heaven doesn't validate words, it validates wounds. The proof that you passed wasn't in what you said, but in what you survived. The scars, the losses, the moments that left you gasping for air, that's the evidence. If being chosen was just about talking a good game, anyone could fake it, but suffering? That can't be staged. Pain has a way of exposing who's real and who's just pretending. Some people look the part, sound the part, even act the part, but when the pressure hits, they crumble, they disappear, they find an easier road. But you stayed in the fire. You let it refine you. And that's why you carry something they never will, undeniable proof. The problem is most people won't recognize it. They see the surface. You look the same, sound the same, walk the same. What they don't see is the internal transformation, the wisdom that came from the suffering, the authority that was built in silence. They won't understand why doors suddenly open for you, why favor follows you, why things shift when you speak. But heaven knows, and so does hell. The ones who have never bled for this will never understand the weight of it. You didn't just wake up chosen, you were proven. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every dark season where you had to hold yourself together when no one else could. That was the test. And the fact that you're still here, still standing, still moving forward, that's the answer. There are people who will question you, who will doubt your calling, challenge your anointing, and try to undermine what's on your life. But let them talk. You don't need to explain anything. Your wounds already said it all.